Pfizer spent $14 billion on R&D in 2022. Only one drug in 10 ever makes it to patients. Here's where that money actually goes. The math is brutal. A pharmaceutical company doesn't wake up one morning and decide to cure cancer. It files a patent application, a legal claim on an invention that gives it exclusive rights to manufacture and sell that drug for roughly 20 years from filing. And here's the trick. The clock starts ticking before the drug even reaches a pharmacy. By the time FDA approval lands, sometimes 10 years have already elapsed. That leaves the company maybe a decade of patent-protected monopoly pricing to recoup its costs. So how much does it actually cost to develop one drug? Industry data suggests somewhere between $1 billion and $6 billion per approved medicine, including all the failures. That covers basic research, animal trials, 3 phases of human clinical trials, and regulatory paperwork. Most of that budget vanishes in phase Roman 3 when you're testing a drug on thousands of patients across multiple countries. If it fails there, you lose everything. Now, where does a pharma company get that $1 billion to $6 billion? 3 main sources. First, revenue from existing drugs still under patent protection. That's the cash cow. Second, debt financing. They borrow against future earnings. Third, stock offerings. Public companies tap shareholders. And here's the tension. Investors demand profit growth. Patent protection is what makes that growth possible. Patent protection is the engine. Without it, generic manufacturers could copy the drug the moment it launches. Generics cost pennies per pill because they skip the $1 billion R&D tab, but that's only possible because someone else already paid it. The patent monopoly is the reward for that risk. Once the patent expires, usually 20 years after filing, the market floods with cheap copies, and the originator's revenue collapses overnight. Take Lipitor, a cholesterol drug. Pfizer launched it in 1997. The patent expired in 2011. Within months, the price per pill dropped 80%. Pfizer's revenue from Lipitor fell from $3 billion annually to nearly zero. That's not a bug in the system, it's the design. The patent cliff forces pharmaceutical companies to constantly innovate to find the next blockbuster before the old one loses exclusivity. This creates a paradox that most people miss. Patent protection is expensive for patients today. They pay monopoly prices for new drugs. But without it, there'd be no funding for tomorrow's medicines. The system is built on the assumption that high prices on blockbuster drugs finance the exploration of rare diseases and failed experiments. One success funds 9 failures. So when you see a pharmaceutical company spending $14 billion on R&D, you're watching them place bets. Most will lose. A handful will become drugs that earn billions. The patent system is the only mechanism that lets them take those odds. Remove it and the incentive structure collapses. This is why patent protection exists, not as a moral reward, but as a financial mechanism to fund the next breakthrough. This video is for educational and informational purposes only and is not financial advice. Always do your own research. Subscribe to see how other industries engineered their own financial moats. There's a new unsolved business model every week. This video is for educational and informational purposes only and is not financial advice. Always do your own research.